Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video we successfully created our customer in the Zoho. So now the time is to display a single customer detail. So it's not mandatory we are viewing this in the table, but if you want to view it in a separate place, so how you can do this? So let's go here. So I have added a new button here, so which is responsible for view. So let's go here and create a show blade. So copy this one, and here I'm going to make this show, and also make this get request, and let's go to the controller and create this method. Okay, so I'm here, and here I'm going to create this method. So it would be a public function show, and in the show I'm going to accept an ID here, right? So you can say that it's a customer ID, and we are going to display this customer ID. We are going to first get the customer, and then we are going to work on the next one. So here we are going to fetch the customer, and then we are going to set this in the Zoho. So we created our route, so let's go here, and here we need to add the route. So what is the name of route? So we created this customer.show. So go here and give it a refresh. So we are going to also align them into one line after some videos after completing this topic. And yes, we have 3 buttons, so let's click on this eye, and then this eye is saying that too few arguments. Why? Because we pass this inside here a parameter, right? This parameter here. So let me pass a value to this show. So how this show is working in the Zoho? So retrieve a customer single, so you need to type an ID of customer. So let's go here and add ID here. So this ID would be responsible for a single customer. Get an ID, go to the controller, and here we need to first pass an ID when we are going to get the show. So I'm not going to pass this, so let me make this correct. When I'm sending this, so I need to get this from this index plate, so I'm passing this. So here I need to pass an ID, so you need to pass this as second argument. So it's a customer. Remember that it's not a single ID, it's a customer ID, so you can view this in the documentation. So how it's returning the customer ID? So it's returning as like this. So this will be also, you can get this from this customer ID attribute like this. So why it's displaying like this? Now it's correct. So now the time is to go back and give it a refresh. So let me make it give it a refresh. So then this ID will be loaded in this eye icon. Wait for a moment, and yes, now this ID is showing here. So let's click on this. So now it's not going to throw any errors. Yes, it's returning this ID. We passed this from there. So let's go here, and now the time is to check this, is it exist in the Zoho or not. So let's go to the documentation, and here we need to copy this path from there, and then we need to type the customer ID. So we are going to basically checking that if we have a customer ID, customer ID, then we are going to send an HTTP request, and in the HTTP request we are going to send a get request, and here we need to pass a parameter. So what is the name of our parameter? So our parameter would be the what is the name of our customer ID? So it's a variable, it's a customer ID. So we append this customer ID here after this customer, and then we need to attach these headers. For these headers are responsible for checking that we are authorized or not. So let me also get this access token inside this one. So you can also create the public variable at the top, so you don't need to manually get it every time, but I'm not going to do this, so I know you can do this. Okay, so we are sending this request, and when we are getting some response, so we are going to check that we are going to get the value. So what value? So like we are getting this, no, we are not getting this. So we are getting this in our this here. So let me copy this if statement. So I'm going to avoid it to use it, write it down, because it save our time. So your time is money. So I'm checking that if this response is successful, then I'm going to get this response, and then I don't need to get the customers. I'm just fetching only one customer, right? So that's why I'm making this singular, and then here we need to return this customer. So let me return this, and now it's going to return us a customer which is created in the Zoho. So we clicked on some customer and it's going to display, and yes, it's now displaying the customer details. It means that our this logic is working. So here we need to pass this into a view. So I'm going to pass this into a view. So view name is show, and I'm going to pass this here it's a customer, and then I need to pass this customer. Okay, save this one, and now this customer is available in this show method. So let's go here. So let me check the video size. Why my videos are going bigger? Because I'm explaining everything to you, that's why these are going bigger. So hope you like these series. So here you need to type display name, because in the display name the customer name is stored, and then you need to type this. So here a mustache sign, and type customer email, and then you need to type BR for line breaking. Give it a refresh. So now it's going to display this sentence and its email in the view, right? So give it a refresh and wait for a moment, and yes, now it's displaying us it's a name and email. So I'm displaying it in a simple view, so it's just for demonstration purposes, so you can display like whatever you want. So it's a simple view where I'm rendering this. So great, we successfully display our user. So let's go here and implement a back button at the top. So how we can redirect our user back. So here let me add this at the top. So it's a go back button, go back, and then here you need to type URL previous, which is responsible for returning us on the previous page. So previous, and then we need to assign a class of btn info. Let me make this info and give it a refresh. Okay, URL previous, it's good. Oops, no, it's good. So go here and let's click on this. So it's going to redirecting us on the index. So let's check it, and hope this series will help you a lot to learn about the HTTP client, RESTful APIs, and stuff like that. So subscribe the YouTube channel and stay connected. I will meet you in the next one. Bye bye.